Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you may be listening to this podcast from. This is nothing serious, just vibes. Welcome back to another episode. This one's a bit different compared to the other ones we've been doing. We normally have a guest on or something going on. This is just a quick one. Yeah, so we're literally just gonna talk about a few things that's been going on, a few things that's caught our attention, and give our thoughts on it. And yeah, would love to hear feedback and comments and all that kind of stuff. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And first of all, before we start, I just want to give a massive shout out to our sponsors, Loxall Clothing, Betty's Unisex Hair Salon, and Fine Margins. So I mean, first things first. This week was the Kenyan deputy presidential um, debate, deputy president debate, and as some of you or people should know, Kenya has an election coming up on the 9th of August next month. Fun times, looking forward to it. But yeah, there was a lot to be said for the deputy presidential debate. Everyone came on time. And that it didn't go. I think it didn't go according to how people thought it would go. Especially the main event being Madakarua versus Gashagwa. That was kind of a bit underwhelming compared to what we'd seen with the two ladies before that, being Justina Wamai and Ruth Motua, I believe. And I mean, it's not an entertainment show. It's serious stuff going on. It's a serious debate. It's a serious, it's a serious platform. There's a lot of issues that were missed out. In saying that, it was very trivialized. It was very, there was a lot of jokes and and I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but they missed out on, the hard hitting issues affecting, everyday Kenyans. There wasn't much to say about debt, the external debt and the debt that Kenya currently faces. They briefly touched on the current cost of living and stuff like that. But it was more about, personal issues and personal attacks, it felt like. But the star of the show undoubtedly was definitely Justina Wamai. For me anyway, like she came out swinging and she was not holding back, and she was so eloquent and elegant in a way. And they tried to trivialize the Roots Party and the George Wanjakoya, I think his name is George Wanjakoya, and their plan to legalize medicinal marijuana, CBD. And it was made to be a joke, but she held her own. She more than held her own. In fact, she more than held her own, and all the little sly digs and the sly comments, she had a rebuttal every single time. And it was like the other lady, Ruth Matua, I think it was, had simply had, like, she looked completely out of her depth. She had no idea. She was she was just trying to just take a look the digs at her, and it was not working. So big up to Justina Mai and that party. We might not all agree with what they're saying, but one thing that I do like that she said, and one fact that she kept repeating, was Kenyans, we need to hold these politicians accountable, and we need to demand respect from them. We need to make them know that they are working for us as opposed to the other way around. And for a long time, we've kind of it's been a status quo. It is what it is. No one questions anything. You choose your color and vote for it, But the message from her was very clear. Open your minds, try something new, think of something new. Why can't we do something new? Why can't we try something that's not been done before? And I truly believe that. I truly believe Kenya deserves something new. And that leads me on to the next debate that happened between Madakaru and Gashagwa. And that just kind of, it just flatlined. It just felt like the politics of old. It just felt like what we're used to. There was no, it was just, it just, it makes you realize that there's, whoever comes in on the 10th of August, presidential wise, nothing changes. Sadly, it looks like nothing will change. They're both kind of maybe saying different things, but essentially the same thing. It's nothing different. It's nothing we haven't heard before. It's the same old promises and agendas and whatnot. So I had to just start with that one and just on my, if you didn't watch it, take a look. Just give it a try. See what she had to say. There was the issues of marijuana farming, snake farming, and other ideas that might not necessarily come into play, and but it's just an idea. What an idea is, the most powerful thing you can have. So again, big up to her, man. And I think the presidential debate is next week, so hopefully they tackle the real issues in that one. We'll see how that goes. Sticking with politics again. Moving on, the UK is in a bit of an interesting one as well. So we currently have the prime minister, whatever, race running with Rishi Sunak and Liz Strauss left. And I don't want to talk too much about this because, yeah, even this, it's just same old situation, same old ball game. I don't feel like anything's really going to change. If anything, it's things that just seem to be going from bad to worse, and we just hope that it's sorted out and things kind of settle out a bit. But we just hope and pray. We just hope and pray. So let me know what you think about what's going on. Let me know what you think about the Kenyan politics things. Give your comments, give your thoughts, whatever. Really interesting to see what people's thoughts on these kind of things that are happening currently. But it's all not doom and gloom. You know what I mean? It's all not sad roses, dark roses. We have to just give a massive congratulations to the athletes that are currently in Oregon, USA, representing Kenya and the African countries at the 2022 World Championships. I haven't really been keeping tabs on it, but I guess the Kenyan athletes have been doing what they do. It's not been our best showing. Started off before we'd even left Kenya. There was a whole visa debacle with Ferdinand Omanyala, and him, being left behind while everyone else went. Including people who aren't athletes, and him arriving 3 hours before his race. Making it to the next round. But however, I'm sure the jet lag was getting to him and he didn't have enough time to practice. But he did his best. He didn't want to give any excuses, and it is what it is. But there's also, I guess, a bigger lesson to learn from that too. The power of sports and what we do as Kenyans, as Kenyan athletes, let's say, who just, despite all the odds, despite everything that happens, they still persevere and they still go out there and represent our country with so much pride and do amazing things. In the same breath, we have to also big up Angela, who was recently crowned juniors doubles champion at Wimbledon. Even her, I mean, it's only now that everyone's jumped on that bandwagon, but she's basically done it all by herself and her family, and from the ground up. And it's amazing to see. It's amazing to see the power of human resilience, the power of determination and dedication and hard work. So, big up to them. And even Faith Kipyegon, who won Kenya's first gold medal at the World Championships. Amazing champion, amazing mentality. She did what she does best, and she killed it. She killed it. So, we have to just shout out to the positivities. Despite everything that's going on, we still remain positive. And even away from politics, massive congratulations to Idza Luhumio. writer from Kenya. She recently won this week the 2022 Kane Prize for African Writing, and that's an amazing achievement in itself. And funny enough, she's the fifth Kenyan to have won that, so that's an amazing achievement. So big up to yourself and congratulations on that, So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of Kenyan excellence. There's a lot of African excellence. There's a lot of positive things that we are doing, you know, um, on different stages, on different platforms, on different, in different on different lanes. So yeah, like it's great to see. It's great to see. And as I said, this is something different. It's normally we have a guest on or we talk about something that's what a guest does. It's more of an interview kind of thing. This is more of like a just I guess more of like a, what do you call it? An update, news update, current affairs update. I don't know, but we'll probably do a bit more of this as well as the regular scheduling podcast episodes that we provide. And I think lastly, one other thing that I want to touch on, which is closer to home, that is the ends London. um, there was a situation in the weekend just gone. It was not, it's not something that we're not familiar with. If you've grown up around London or the UK, I suppose. And it was an event that was happening. Big up Neptizzle, DJ Neptizzle, 15 years in the game, and it was like a celebration. It was like a night out. Everyone had come out dressed up. It was like a beautiful night. Everyone was looking forward to celebrating DJ Neptizzle. And if you don't know Neptizzle, he's like a legendary Afrobeats DJ who's kind of pioneered, along with others, the Afrobeat scene from a very early age, when all you'd hear is two Afrobeat songs and that was it, in the dance. So they've come a long way. And so, he wanted to kind of celebrate 15 years in the game. So they were doing an event at Proud Embankment, I believe. And yeah, so everyone had come out. It was good. Well, it was looking like it would be a good night. But from an early stage, it was like there was a bit of resistance at the door. There was a bit of clashes at the door from the staff at the venue. But people had bought their tickets, people were on guest lists, people had bought tables, so everyone was being calm, everyone was being cordial and whatever. But it got to a certain point where it was like, really late, and it was like going to like 1 o'clock, or it just gone midnight, and it was like, what's going on? The queue was going around the corner, people were getting frustrated, the queue was not moving. And one of the DJs that was actually booked to play that night, Rachel Anson, big up Rachel, she wasn't allowed in by the manager. She wasn't being allowed in. And credit to her, she remained calm. She was doing what she had to do, but it just got to a point where they were just taking the piss. They were just taking the piss. And yeah, lo and behold, people got frustrated, and the manager just decided to cancel the event, just decided to end it at night early, just decided to call it a night. When so many people had come out, I'm talking the creme de la creme of Afrobeats artists, DJs, people that wanted to have a good time, like influencers, all this kind of thing. And it was just such a it just rained on such a great night, rained on such a great parade. And yeah, like, it just speaks to a bigger issue, I guess. So it just speaks to a bigger issue about, how we're handled as a black community in these spaces that essentially need us or want us, but don't really want us. They just want part of us, the culture part, the part that's fun, the part that, the music or the arts or whatever, the part that we provide, the litness, whatever the word may be. But they don't actually want us there. And this is something that, if you've ever tried to go out in London from a young age, that especially as a guy, let me not, because I'm a guy, so I can't say for everyone, but I'm saying, like, it's just, you just, the undertone is there, and you don't, nothing has to be said, but you understand why you're not letting in, why you're not being allowed here, why there's certain energy when you go to certain places. But the funny thing is, the music coming from the inside is all black. It's all black music. So it speaks to a bigger issue about how we are treated as a community and what we can do about that. Because this is essentially deeper than just one event. This is deeper than just something that happens now and again. This is something that is societal, and it's something that is part of the infrastructure of this society. So, I mean, as an event planner myself and a DJ, I'm very keen and I'm very honest about the kind of events I like to do and the venues that I like to do our events in, because you don't want to do an event somewhere where people don't feel welcome, or people don't feel certain type of way coming there. So I don't know, it's maybe we have to, and probably it is the right thing, we have to create our own spaces. Definitely, it's probably one of the main solutions is to create our own spaces where people are free. I'm a big champion for the people that are doing these kind of things, even if they're not creating the spaces physically, they're creating the spaces, with, by the type of events they put on, for black people to feel welcome. So, yeah, I mean, I would say it's something that you should really keep in mind, and it goes beyond just events, it goes towards, the idea of, supporting black-owned businesses and supporting people that are striving to help push the culture forward, push the community forward positively. Support those kind of people, look out for those kind of people, because I mean, it's the only way we can move together, as a united front. And it doesn't mean that, Stormzy once said, we're not anti-white, we're pro-black. You can be both. I mean, you can do one without the other. You can be pro-black and still love white people. But we are pro-black. We're not anti-white, we're not anything. We're just pro-black. That's it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. It was sad. I was sad for Neptunes more than anything, and for the organizers, and even Rachel Hansen, not getting in to do a set, and it was just a mess. So I guess the backlash from that has opened a lot of conversation, has opened a lot of ideas, for people to think about and strategize on. We need to decolonize these cultural spaces, these spaces that don't want us, but they want our art or our culture. So yeah, like some food for thought. And then just lastly, as I finish up, in the same vein of bigging up black venues and black brands, just want to give a massive shout out to Cabby's Jerk and Cabby's Rum. So it's Cabby's Rum is a rum company owned by a Ugandan, and he's been brewing it in London for many years, as well as gin. And they recently opened a venue called Cabby's Jerk, serving food, serving their famous rum punch and stuff like that. And it's a venue space, and it's in East London. So if you want more information about that, let me know. But yeah, big up to them. Places like that is where we should be going. Places like that is what we should be supporting. We have to be more conscious about these kind of things and how we're treated in some spaces. So yeah, I think that's it from me. As I said, nothing serious, just vibes. It's something different. Let me know what you think about this idea. might not do it again. Might do it again. Who knows? Might be a weekly thing. I don't know. Because it came about because we had an issue with our latest episode. It was a technical issue, and we're still working on it. So that should also be out real soon. But in the meantime, thought we'd just give you something to sit with, ponder with, think about. And yeah, take care of yourself. Have a good day, have a good evening, have a good night, or wherever you may be. Peace.